Gundam Assemble. Although it seems that Bandai has recently decided to delve into the world of tabletop miniatures games, it will be more like a board game than a tabletop game a lot of us are familiar with. Gundam has always managed to captivate my attention. It tells stories about the actual cost of war, about found families and true bonds formed between those who have to share a battlefield. The stories it tells are the hopeful kind. I don't know if I will like Gundam Assemble, but I do know that I like Gunpla, and I know of a game that allows you to use them on the tabletop. Gundam Assemble doesn't strike me as a tabletop miniatures game, or at least the kind that I like to play. It's a board game. In the video, you can see the use of D10s, hex maps, and cards. I prefer freeform movement, terrain, and D6s. So although having a small-scale Gundam model might be neat, I think we can do better. A fan-made project called Mobile Suit Skirmish, made for HG/RG scale models, a popular Gunpla scale. This is a tabletop wargame adaptation compatible with Gunpla, made by author Liam Thomas. Gunpla is a kit building hobby that is centered around Gundams. It was a hobby I never had much interest in. I enjoy building and painting models, but I've never been one to create a model kit for the sole reason of display. Mobile Suit Skirmish, the Gundam game we have at home, was created by a fan, and acquiring it is a little bit like taking a look back in time. His website looks straight out of the golden era of the internet, built on WordPress, and quite nostalgic for us older millennials who spent a lot of our hobbying time learning how to do things from blogs, before the real popularity of YouTube videos took over. Some of us had even very slow internet and couldn't stream a YouTube video if we wanted to back in those days. It took some digging to get to the most current version, as the most recent blog post on his game is from 2017. It directs you to a pro board, which was some type of forum, but most folks indicate that it is no longer active. Upon more digging, I discovered a Facebook group, which mentions a Discord group I never found a link to. That Facebook group had links to the current form of the game, as far as I can tell. Mobile Suit Skirmish, for a free and fan-created game, looks pretty great on a computer screen or a tablet. It is also free, which are both big selling points for somebody who is about to be broke from buying a lot of Gunpla. He starts with a brief introduction, which funnily enough mentions that his first exposure to Gundam being the Toonami airing of Gundam Wing. This is a parallel to my own experience. This is the second version of his game, in which he recognized its need to be simplified from its original version, switching it down to a D6 system rather than a D12. I can get on board with this. He was inspired by the concept of dice pool mechanics. That adds necessary complexity in areas that need it, while keeping the simplicity of D6 rolls. In order to play, you will need at least a 4x4 foot gaming space, a number of 1/144th scale HG or RG scale Gunpla, scenic items, D6s, a measurement tool, all pretty standard fare of miniatures, table, and terrain, dice, and measurement. You are encouraged to base your models onto a circular disc of 120 millimeters in diameter, conveniently the size of an old CD. Do I even have old CDs lying around anymore? This seems like a relic, and really drives home the time this rule set was written in. I used to have boxes of old CDs and DVDs I could spare for this type of project, but the years went by and I threw a lot of them out to save space. Maybe you can use your 3D printer or some other alternative and make up some of your own bases. Interestingly, if you have alternative scale models, such as microscale, there are some rules for converting the rules to those scales. Those might come in handy someday. For the standard HG/RG scale, this seems closest to 10 to 12 millimeter models. Drop Zone Commander, another game I wouldn't mind covering someday if I can get my hands on a new starter set, also uses a similar scale. So I will be using some old buildings I had lying around for my gaming table when I need an urban sprawl. You can also fire up the 3D printer to look for some vehicles and infantry, which also feature rules in the book somewhere. You can really fight out a whole mobile suit battle. The game uses stat sheets and unit profiles. Where have I seen something like this before? This looks like a detailed, intricate system for fighting battles between mobile suits. Although Gundam Assemble isn't fully out yet, Mobile Suit Skirmish may be a suitable stand-in, and scratch the itch. For now, I will be building Gunpla, and trying to source some 10 to 12mm models that will fit the scale. I have a lot of building to do. Will you be playing Gundam Assemble? Do you like Gunpla? Tell me what you think in the comments. As always, thank you to my channel patrons who keep the lights on. They get sneak peeks of what I am working on and sometimes exclusive content. Links in the description as always. Until next time, the battle will continue.